Yo, what is up guys? It's Prodigy Pro here, and today I am going to be telling you guys my opinion on what Prodigy pets you guys should stay away from and never use. These pets are going to be pretty terrible, and I strongly suggest you never even get close to them. Otherwise, guys, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so here we are in Prodigy, and as you guys can see, we've got some pretty good Prodigy wizards, but some of them I do know have some pretty trashy pets, including me. So let's click on this pet icon down on the little bar, and let's go into the pet book. As you guys can see, I've got a level 99 cook thing and a level 91 small dash equipped, as well as some other pretty beast pets, such as a level 100 pterosaur and a level 100 embershed. But the thing is that those kind of like the glamorous pets. You guys are always gonna blip over these terrible pets, but you never know. This may help you someday. So we're gonna be talking about the first and worst Prodigy pet in the entire game. It's terrible, and it's very bad to. It's very easy to win and battle against. Occasionally, it can do some pretty good damage, but that is only if you can do math correctly and you're very, 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 very lucky. Otherwise, there's pretty much no chance. And that pet is known as the Trip Trop. So the Trip Trop is terrible because it's the starter pet through all of the Prodigy tutorial, which means Prodigy puts that pet out there because it knows it will immediately lose, so it can give you an introduction to the game of Prodigy. So it's a terrible pet. That's just like first off the bat. It's got some good power, but the thing is that it's a plant pet, so that's very bad. It's gonna be weak against fire, which is just terrible, and fire is one of the best elements in the game. So you guys are gonna be extremely bad if you've got that pet. The Clip Clop, on the other hand, can be pretty nice because it is rare, but it's still pretty much the exact same thing as that Trip Trop, unless you get a new spell or a different spell. Otherwise, here we're gonna hit this button and we're gonna find that Trip Trop on our team, because I've rescued it just so I can show you guys what it looks like. So let's quickly scroll up here. And let's move up and let's click on this Trip Trop, dude. Alright, so we've clicked on this Trip Trop of an 85, still very bad. It's got Overgrowth and it's got Forest Hurricane. Let's also click on its evolution here to view its spells, because I know that I've got the Clip Clop, which isn't a terrible pet because it's just really kind of rare, because because the Trip Trop is so bad that people just don't up-level it up, which is typically the case. But, you know, I'm me, so I've got it. Otherwise, let's quickly find it, if we can. Where the heck is it? Oh, well, whatever, we'll find it later. But yeah, that is kind of the Trip Trop. And it's kind of the worst pet. So for the second worst pet in Prodigy, it's gonna be given to a pretty bad one, and yeah, we're just gonna talk about it. So the worst pet is going to the fourth and worst Prodigy math game pet is gonna be given to a pet very similar to the Trip Trop, and it's not rare at all, and it's easy to find in Firefly Forest, aka Scaldi. Scaldi is a terrible pet. You need to stay away from it. It's very bad. It's a plant element, and it does pretty much no damage. So if we click on it, Overgrowth, it unlocks some new spells, but it's absolutely terrible. So we're gonna quickly go this way, because we're gonna go find this Scaldi, so I can prove to you that it's very bad. Alright, literally the description of the Scaldi is Scaldis identify things by taste alone due to an unusually high number of taste buds. How lame is that, my people? I mean, like, jeez. Prodigy defines Scaldis to be having high taste buds? I mean, what the heck is wrong with you, Prodigy? Get some help. It's got absolutely no power, and because it always misses. It's the evasion ratio is terrible, and its description is because of its taste and its usual big old tongue, which is kind of depressing in my opinion. Also, it's extremely common. It's just an extremely common pet. I mean, it's like worse than common. I mean, like, you can go up into Firefly Forest and find it with your eyes closed. So it's a bad pet. I'm gonna just tell you, it's like just a tad better than the Trip Drop, because it does have this scintille, in its evolution stage, which is actually not that bad, but it's still no good. So for the third and worst pet, we are going to get to momentarily, but I do want to show you guys the Trip Drop's definition, because I kind of forgot to tell you about it, and it's pretty bad. The sound of music in the forest usually indicates Trip Drop is nearby. There are nimble creatures and love a good challenge. That's just kind of mentally disturbing. I mean, like, why? Why is it music? What the heck? It's a friggin' whatever. You know what? Whatever. Let's just stop talking about it. Okay, whatever. So for the third and a huge pet you guys should 100% stay away from, it's going to be given to the Funkyo. The bright colors of a Funkyo make this creature wildly popular. So popular, there's two definitions. Popular, people like it. And then another definition of popular is that it's always around, it's not rare, and it's just easy to see. Its popularity is big in the world, which is kind of like there's hundreds of bajillions of Funkyos around. So popular could mean that people like it, which is an okay case, but if it's popular because it's just everywhere in Shipwreck Shore, which is the case with the Funkyo, that's no good. That makes it not rare at all, and this Funkyo is extremely trashy. I've also seen some comments all about the Funkyo, and to be honest, I could probably give this a bit of a better rank, considering the fact that its power and hearts ratio is split right down the middle, which isn't that bad, not gonna lie. It's actually quite good, but it's just extremely not popular. It's extremely common, and I don't like it as a pet, and also it's got some terrible spells. So if you want to look at its spells, I mean, it's embarrassing. It's mentally disturbing, just like our previous Chip Shop. So let's quickly click on its evolution, which should be around here somewhere. If I could, I think it's gonna be down here. But let me just tell you, it's a bad pet. It may look good, but it's not it's a pet you need to stay away from. Its power is it's kind of weak as a pet, and I think you guys should not use it, and it's just a pet that you shouldn't use. Unless you're like a non-member, because I mean, like, non-member, that's just sucks to be you. But if you guys want to be a member, watch my how to get a free membership video. Or if you guys want it, that link, comment down below. So yeah, that's gonna be our Funkyo, a pretty bad Prodigy pet, and yeah, I think it's really bad. So for our fourth pet that you guys need to stay away from, this is actually quite obvious in my opinion. I think it's a very, very, very bad pet, and it is going to be, well, obviously another plant pet, and it's going to be given to the forest snake. So the forest snake is very, very bad. I've actually got one at level 94, which is actually quite good. But it's just plain bad. It's a plant pet, and it looks like it's freaking depressed. I mean, why? Why Prodigy? So like, look at if you want to look at the other Neeks too, like the water, like look at that dude. What is wrong with you, Prodigy? Why would you even do that? I mean, the forest sneak is it's literally giving you like a migraine. It's like a ripoff of Pokemon. I mean, why? So if we just look at that terrible pet, it's no good. Prodigy, we need to just chillax and just geez, redo that forest snake because it is terrible. Alright, there we go. That's for the forest snake. We just want to click on it one more time. And look at its spells, which we already have. Yeah, so we're going to head into the pet book and look at its definition and its attack and part ratio. And then we're also going to look at its evolutions, which isn't terrible, but you know, it's a regular, no good pet. So if we click on it right here, stats. It's got a split down the middle power and hearts ratio, and I mean, like the Prodraxis, I mean, it's a great example of a great pet with split down power and hearts ratio, but it uses it wisely because it's got multiple different spells. It can protect itself from multiple different elements, and it's got a good amount of parts and a good amount of power, and that makes it great for the arena. But for the forest snake, it's wrong. It's just a completely different case. So it's just a bad pet. Once more, forest snake hides in the leaves on trees, dropping acorns on the heads of wizards below. Congratulations, Prodigy! You made the most fearsome pet in the game. Clap, 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 clap. I'm being sarcastic. This dropping acorns from trees? I mean, how does this even just? Oh, whatever. It's just a terrible pet. I mean, like, look at. I mean, its evolution's decent, but still not good. So for starters, we've got the Trip Trop. We've got then we have the brand new Scaldi. Then we have the Funkyo, and then we're gonna have the forest snake, and it's no good. So that is going to be 4 different Prodigy pets. The Trip Trop is gonna be number 1. And then the Scaldi is gonna be number 2, and the Funkyo is gonna be number 3, and then our good friend, the forest snake, is gonna be number 4. So we're gonna be getting down to our 5th and final pet that you guys need to stay away from. A very, 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 very not so great pet. And I mean, I could honestly be getting a bunch of hate from putting this pet right here, but there's just not a bunch of other options because the pets aren't good. I mean, all the fire pets are decent. I mean, there's some very good ones. I'll admit it. I admit it. Fine, I admit it. But it's not good. So, yeah. Alright, I'm really hating to do this, but it's gonna be an ice pet because it's gonna be weak against fire, which is kind of sad. But it's got a bit of power, but it's got very little hearts, and it is an ice element. And to be honest, the Tempest I actually really like as a pet, and I think it's actually really good. But that's because it's evolved from the Scaldi, who is very common, and you don't really want to be seen with this pet, and you don't really want to be like, you don't want it to be your go-to pet, let's just say. Like, if you're just like talking with your friends and you're like, oh yeah, I could totally destroy you in the battle, and then you show up to your battle and you've got a Scaldi. I mean, it's easy to rescue, it's common, and it deserves this number 5 of the pet you need to stay away from. These aren't like the top 5 worst Prodigy pets, but they're just really common, and they're stuff you don't really want to be seen with. You don't want them to be in your arena. It's just embarrassing. But that's pretty much that for those pets. We're going to quickly take a look at that description, and yeah, so let's take a look at that description for our boy, the Scaldi. I accidentally went past the page. Alright, Scaldis are known for being one of the most playful creatures you ever meet. Again, congratulations, Prodigy. The most descriptive description ever! Yeah, I'm being sarcastic. Yeah, not playful. I mean, it's playful, it's an ice pet, and it evolves to a freaking Tempest who looks like some kind of like death god. I don't even know, but yeah, it's no good. But yeah, I suggest you don't use it. maybe use the Tempest or use the Flurry. I like those, but the Squally sucks. Otherwise, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. I really hope that you guys did enjoy. Make sure to subscribe for videos just like this so you guys can be equipped on your road to becoming a Prodigy legend. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching. Prodigy Pro is out. And
yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet.